John and Paul search the Demira mansion and can't find Abigail, Vivian, Kate or Marlena. In the secret room, Vivian whines. Marlena, Vivian, Kate argue about Stefan, hopeful somebody will find them. She finds a crate of champagne. They pop the corks and start getting blotto. Back upstairs, they search cushions and drawers until John finds Marlena's glasses. Kayla calls and John learns Brady's in the hospital. Father and son rush over. Meanwhile, in the secret room, the women are drunk and Vivian thinks it must be nice to blame a second personality on cheating on your husband. She jokes that her out would be called Schmivian. Kate reminds Schmivian that she buried a woman alive. It was Dr. Wu's herbs that made me do it, Vivian says, defending herself. Kate laughs. You mean like basil oregano? Marlena laughs. Vivian thinks it's a pale excuse for the devil made me do it, glaring at Marlena. Vivian asks if she truly was possessed. Marlena possessed on days. Kate's curious too. Vivi asks, were you involved with the occult? Marlena says no, and tells them about Stefano renting the townhouse next to her and building a passageway to her place, how he'd hypnotize her and take her to a masquerade ball. She flashes back to her bed rocking and levitating. She says, then I transformed into a jaguar and attacked a bunch of biblical scholars. She laughs. Kate feels claustrophobic. Vivian sneers. At least she's not locked in a sarcophagus. Vivian knows she hired Paul to spy on her. She doesn't think Paul will find anything. They argue and Marlena shouts to shut up. You sound like a couple of feral cats trapped in a duffel bag. Suddenly, Vivian, Kate and Marlena are having trouble breathing. They're running out of air. Daytime Emmys Awards winners complete list are: Rafe and JJ visit unconscious Gabi at the prison infirmary. JJ says the warden's investigating the attack but he doubts they'll get anywhere. Rafe won't rest until his sister is home and the real killer is behind bars. They learn Stefan is awake, as Gabi comes around. She's frightened and worries Rafe can't protect her when she goes back to her cell. Rafe asks for a name of the perp. Gabi tells her all about Diane, Rain's girlfriend, who blames her for Rain's being sent to prison. Rafe leaves and JJ and Gabi talk about their failed relationships. Gabi asks if Chad found the mystery woman at the mansion. JJ explains that it was Abigail. Gabi's jaw drops open. He tells her everything. Rafe returns and reassures that the warden's going to protect her. They tell her Abby was likely involved in Andre's murder but have no concrete evidence as of yet. Gabi cries. At the hospital, Hope shares her theory on Stefan being the real killer and that Abby helped him. Gabi declares her name is Gabi with a Y. Hope thinks she was brainwashed, the way Stefano brainwashed her in the past. Gabi denies that. Hope takes her in for questioning. Jen and Eric talk to Chad at SPD about Gabi's hospitalization. Chad is angry he isn't out searching for Abigail. Jen too feels responsible, knowing that something was off with her kid. Chad thinks this is on him because he was in denial about his wife's mental health. Eric comforts them both, then wonders where his mother is. Hope and Abigail arrive. Chad tries to hug her but she moodily shoves him and calls him a son of a bitch. Back at the hospital, Eric calls John. John tells him about Brady's alcohol poisoning. Eric's surprised. John overhears Abigail yelling and rushes over. At SPD, as Chad talks, Abigail hears him and tries to come out. Paul and Hope at SPD. Gabi says Stefan didn't rape her. She seduced him. They take her into the interrogation room and Chad tears up. Jen and Eric go to Abby while Hope hugs Chad. When Jen tries to touch Gabi or take her wig off, she tells Jen to take a hike. Eric asks her not to speak to her mother like that but Gabi says she's not her mother. Jen and Eric are removed and John rushes in and demands to know where Marlena is. He gets no answers so he goes with Paul to Chad, who also has nothing new to add. Hope puts an APB out on Vivian, Kate, and Marlena, while Dr. Laura appears to Gabi, telling her she made a mess but that she fixed it by duct taping the women in the. Follow soaps.com on Twitter, soaps.com on Facebook, and soaps.com on Instagram. Disclaimer: this site has a link-only policy for content. No copy, paste. Photos are licensed by soaps.sheknows.com and may not be used without written permission.